Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I will ask you I would say by now, simple question, easy question. Who do you think is behind the Ukraine war? Not as individuals necessarily, because we can point out the individuals, but maybe what's behind the individuals? I don't know, do you think there's values, principles, way of life, all these beautiful, beautiful lies that we are fed since childhood, infancy? Or maybe it's something more like power, interest, command, control, money, wealth. I personally think is the second one, 100% or 99%. But then, what are the interests? What are the interests at work? Hey, meow meow, the cat is here. Well, I have here at least one, and the most obvious. The banks are smarter than these guys. I'm talking about the military-industrial complex, about the arms manufacturing companies, the weapons guys who build them with the bank's money, and you and I pay for it. The countries cannot afford it, so therefore they borrow, send these guys some orders, commands, and these guys are going to build the weapons and send them wherever, and then it's going to be this revolving door. I will show you how the Europeans show exactly this, in my humble opinion or assessment, however you want to look at it, how the Europeans show who they really are and who's behind them in promoting and continuing a war in Ukraine. Now remember, Trump is trying to hold it. Hey, just a second, we got our military-industrial complex, but still hold it. The Europeans come out and they show it to you straight in your face. And we are supposed to be okay with that. You know why? Because from the reality, which is the profiteers, they switch it to us into, hey, poor Ukrainians are dying over there. The Russians will come and get your property, your families, our way of life. Remember, we're all together in this. So that's how the racket works. Here, this is from Ukrainska Pravda. This is from the 27th of February, today, 2025. European Union prepares biggest defense plan since Cold War. So they got it. They got it. The arms manufacturing companies got it. Hundreds of billions of euros for security against boogeyman. Now, do you know who this semi-vampire is? Her name is Ursula von der Leyen. She is the unelected by the Europeans president of the European Commission or something, right? Ursula von der Leyen, president of the European Commission. She was never voted by the people in Europe. She was like, this is how she got. First, I'm going to give you I will reveal something very clear. Before she was parachuted into the president of the European Commission, what was her position? Not the doggy style position or missionary or whatever. What was her position? I tell you, she was Germany's defense minister. So from defense minister, we don't know who parachuted her in front of the European Commission, and those guys over there voted yay or nay for Miss Ursula. And Ursula got elected by these guys after she was parachuted by interest. Now can you connect the easy dot between A and B? Click, 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 which is defense minister. Now we're going to have the spending and fight and promote the spending on Ukraine, bring more weapons. She is the one. So she is the garbage promoted by those interests to get now the money back for the investment. Now, here it is. The European Union is preparing a major defense initiative, the largest since the Cold War. Can you imagine what a kill the arms manufacturing companies are going to make? It plans to spend hundreds of billions of euros on security and is considering a three-part plan to do so. So what happened? They did the Ukraine war. They created the boogeyman, Russian invasion, unprovoked and unjustifiable. They scared the weaklings of our society, which are more numerous than we are, and they will agree and they will vote. These people will agree with their policies, which they actually don't. Germany supposedly switched it, but still, the guys who won over there are still the same guys, the same Angela Merkel guys. That's what they are. So the arms manufacturing companies won. We're going to help these guys. They're going to push for that. Those guys will attack. We're going to defend. And then after that, we end the war. We made big profits in the past 3 years. We end the war. Trump is going to fight for that. And when the war is end, the racket will continue by these guys always having the threat from the East, the boogeyman Putin and the Ruskies. Therefore, you're going to ask us to provide you with weapons in case of being invaded. So whomever you hear over there, politicians telling you Russia could attack the European Union or Europe in 5 days, in 3 days, we're not prepared, Great Britain is not prepared. All these articles I read in these 3 years, about we're not prepared, we need to arm, we're depleted, it sucks. Why? The Russians, look what they do unprovoked. Oh, it's the Russian, how they call it, imperialism. They want to recreate Soviet, all these lies to scare the baboons. And the baboons just want to be left alone eating each other's fleas. That's all they need. When I meow meow, so I can eat some fleas. Meow meow. No, that's how it is. So when you hear these guys going to have the biggest spending, hundreds of billions, security. So von der Leyen, now she can go somewhere else and somewhere out of the European Commission, and she would give the baton to someone else who's going to get it for something else or for another interest. Maybe the banking system. All this with the banks. But the banks are not so obvious. They are over there to reconstruct. So after the war ends, they will be ready. International Monetary Fund is ready. World Bank is ready to reconstruct something that was destroyed with the help of the arms manufacturing companies, because they have to defend the Ukrainians from the evil Russians again. Got that? And let me show you another article here. I think it's clear. Coming from Ukr War, the 27th of February. And this is the same day. What a coincidence. France proposes creating weapons stockpiles. You know what stockpiles is? Like a saving account where you put money over there and it grows. So you're never going to use it probably, but it's there. You put money, instead of using for something, you're going to save it for whenever. In Europe, for use in Ukraine, France intends to propose the European countries the creation of a shared stockpiles of weapons on European territory, which could be supplied to Ukraine if needed, in order to deter the boogeyman Moscow from launching a new attack. And this is the fucking Sébastien Lecornu. Alright? God damn it. So, it's clear, and it's all to defend you. This is what the communists did in Romania. We have to infringe your rights and liberties that you think you might have, because somehow we know better. We're human beings as you are, but we know better. So we are kind of your bosses here, and we're going to defend you, protect you from evil capitalism, evil freedom of speech, evil democracy, all these things. We will protect. We know better. You just go over there and work, and we're going to have our parties. The same here. These guys, in the name of some values and protecting you, they will do it. For me, it was very clear, not very clear. I found out this years back. But I think for the baboons to see, remember the COVID-19 garbage? The mandates? That was a drill. That was they practiced it. It's going to come another one. Even worse. And they're going to be successful because that worked so easily. All those mandates. Irrational. 6 feet. Masks. All those things. You can't swim or drive your car with a mask on. You can't walk. Don't go outside. All those things was a drill to see how far these weaklings in our society would put up with. And they put up with everything. They did. Yes, let's go for our safety. Everything for our safety. And the problem is they infringed our freedom and liberties. Oh no, man, I want to go outside. I want to do that. I want to just walk around. Let's taste it. No. Someone smarter than you and I supposedly decided that no, he will protect us. Therefore, he mandated us not to go in the office, not to go with a bike, not to go outside, stay away from people, and stay in the basement like a baboon. That was a drill. So now, again, for our security, they will take our money. How do you think they're going to have this stockpile? And whatever von der Leyen said here, security, defense plan, biggest defense. How do you think? They're going to have, they require, because they said a common European, all the countries, they will be required to provide, I don't know, a certain amount or percentage of their GDP to the arms manufacturing, appointed arms, not every, they were not going to competition. Rheinmetall will be the boss over there, and the Americans, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, and others will be right there. So they will be required, these guys are going to be like socialism. They will always have commands, orders, do this, do this, do this, do this. We need for defense. And they will require the population with higher taxes, because the countries will work in deficit as most are. They will have to borrow. Who's going to pay that? The population. Americans print money, which causes inflation, obviously. And that's, again, inflation on you and I. So, my friends, you understand? You understand what's going on over here? I know you understand, because you're here with me right now. Otherwise, you would be with, I know, Ben Shapiro and CNN and Fox News and so on. Thank you. I'm just kidding. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.